Okay, so good evening, everyone. No? So today our topic focus on foundation of personal management and organizational behavior. No, so once again, good day, everyone. As we begin our discussions in DPA 705, no, Advanced Personal Management and Organizational Behavior, it is essential that we first establish a strong conceptual foundation. And today's topic, foundation of personal management and organizational behavior, provides the theoretical and practical grounding upon which all advanced human resource and organizational leadership concepts are built. Now, and this topic explores how individuals and groups behave within organizations, how personnel systems are designed and managed, and how leadership, motivation, structure, and culture influence performance. In the context of public and private institutions, understanding this foundation enables administrators and leaders to align people, the policies, and organizational goals effectively, no, ensuring both efficiency and ethical governance. At this point, we will now proceed to the detailed discussions of the topic, and the presenter will further elaborate on the core principles of personnel management, the behavioral theories that explain individual and group dynamics, and their applications to modern organization. As you listen, I encourage everyone to critically reflect on how these foundational concepts apply to your own professional experiences and organizational setting. Should you have questions, clarifications, or additional insights, kindly note them and we will address them during the discussion segment after the presentation. With that, I now give the floor to our presenter to discuss the topic in detail. Take it away, sir.
Okay, good evening. So lahat, Docmates, Doc, no, Mamerto, thank you very much for your grades, no? Talagang lumalagapak. Okay, so let us begin. So the objectives first of this foundation of personnel management and organizational behavior. It have eight objectives, but in general objective, as Dr. Mamerlo said, Dr. Abante said, we try to understand, to comprehend the personal management and organizational behavior principles and theories and practice for effective and efficient organ, people and organizational management. Ayun ang trabaho natin eh. Our expertise is to administer people. And of course, in public administration, right? The administrative function. Okay, so that is the general objective of this presentation. In a specific perspective, it is to explain and to understand the scope function of the personal management, like recruitment, compensation, compliance, and define the meaning of organizational behaviors, the different levels, individual, group, and organization. Upon reading this in my report, classmates, Doc, I try to ask myself, what is the difference between personnel management from human resource management? Ayan. Ihang natin muna yan yung tanong na yan. Is there a difference between the two management, personnel and human resource management? It is very important to explain the conceptual foundation, these two management, organization behavior, and personal management to align administrational processes with human behavior for the organizational success. Ganun siya ka-importante to understand, to comprehend, no, the meaning and the detail of the organizational behavior and how to manage our personnel. The third objective of this lesson is to identify the key theories and models. Ayan. Oo, babalikan natin yung theory ni Maslow, ni Harbergs, ni Brooms, and other leadership theories like transformational, transactional, situational, and the organizational structures such skins models and Hotspred's dimensions. It is important to provide this framework to influence the performance of the culture or behavior, the climate, no, of the organization, of a specific organization. Kung saan man tayong organization belong, mahalaga, no, yung mga theories and concept nito para maintindihan natin yung function and delimitation ng ating personnel at ng administration itself. Okay, number four, to understand core function of management. Ano ba yung mga core function? The recruitment, selection-based, performance, managerial system, compensation strategies, and employees' relationship and compliance. It is important to ensure fairness. Mahalaga talaga yan. Ano? Sa isang organization, no question of fairness. Baka may favoritism. Baka mamaya may patronato. Ano yung patronato? Sabi ng teacher ko. Ang pinakamakapangyarihan daw na master's degree is MBA. May backer ako because of patronato, no? Patronato, not fairness, hitting fairness, no? And organizational alignment. So vision and mission and direction ng isang organization. Okay, number five. So in this lesson, we will analyze the behavior dynamics in organization. Saan ba ang humuhugot? May pinanghuhugutan, individual factors, the diversity of personality, the perception, and the culture, no, of the climate of the organization, the way they communicate, no, the factor of decision making. Mahirap, madaming decision maker. Ang dami mga protocols, no? We need to understand that in our organization. What is that important, no? To analyze behavior dynamics in our organization to improve collaboration and productivity, 'di ba? No one's live alone. 'Di ba? We need to collaborate and corroborate, no? To enhance, no, our productivity and ano ba? Productivity and becoming our function to become mature and to become productive, no? Member or organic in an organization. Number six, no, to apply principles to practical. Oh, mahalaga yan. Baka mamaya theory tayo ng theory, but in reality, dun tayo babagsak. So, in this organizational behavior and personnel management, it bridges the theory for the real world impact, no, from reality to practicality. The last two objective of this lesson. Number seven, integrate ethics and accountability. Mahalaga talaga. Is our organization, is our personnel, our administration staff promotes transparency, fairness, and integrity. Kailangan talaga yung moral and ethical standard within the organization. And lastly, no, to develop evidence-based approach. Dito napapasok yung pinag-aralan natin kay Doc Abante about research, diagnostic tools, no, inquiry, affirmative inquiry, apply research and evaluation method, no, observation, organizational behavior observation, so that we know how to intervene, no, how to apply a technique or strategies, no, to become a productive organization or productive leader or productive personnel in our organization. It is important to develop evidence-based approach to ensure data-driven and measurable outcome. Mahalaga talaga, no, yung outcome natin is measurable, specific, yung smart C. So, or else wala tayong direction if it is not measurable outcome. No, parang strike anywhere. Okay? So, let us dig in. Okay? So, yung report ko, hinati ko lang po sa tatlo. Hmm. Una, yung question ko kanina, is there a difference between personnel management from human resource management? And then part two, no, the foundation of personal management. Or what are the foundation of personal management? And number three, the foundation of organizational management. Okay, so Let us dig in. Rock and roll. Merry Christmas. Sana masarap ang dinner natin. Okay. So let us start. Okay. 01. Is there difference between personal management from human resource management? May pinagkaiba ba yung personnel management and human resource management? Or wala? It is interchangeable. According to the book that I read, no, according to the research that I read, no, may pinagkaiba pala yung dalawa, yung PM, yung personnel management, or yung HRM or human resource management. Yung scope and focus ang pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Madaming pinagkaiba niyan. Later on, malalaman natin kung ano yung pinagkaiba ng personal management from human resource management. So, yung personal management o yung PM, hindi yan si PM Vargas. It is very traditional. It is focused on rules, procedures, policies, maintenance, or workplace. At medyo nakikita kong problematic yung reactive in nature. It is response to the problem, no? Reactive siya sa nangyayari sa isang organization. Okay? While human resource management is a modern way, a strategic approach that views employees as a partner in organization, no? Oo. Employees as asset and partners in achieving organizational goals, no? So, tinatrato ng human resource as a key to success or valuable, no? Elements yung mga personnel sa isang organization when it comes to human resource management. Tinatrain, binibigyan ng opportunity for growth, and so on and so forth. Okay? To understand more, ayan, pauso talaga ako pag nag-report no? Allow me to share with you, no? Allow me to share with you the YouTube na nakita ko, no? To elaborate the difference between, between, uh, uh, between the difference between the PM and HRM. Nakikita niyo po ba guys o hindi pa? Sandali, stop sharing muna ako. Tapos, share ko. So, nakita ko tong video na ito and I want to share with you. Share sound. Then, optimize for video sharing. Okay. Ayan. So, nakita ko ito and I want to share para mas ma-understand natin, no, magkaroon tayo ng background between the peculiarity of personal management to human resource management. Nakikita na po, sirs, ma'am. Opo. Any reaction? Are you with me pa po? Okay po. Sige. Tingnan, sabihin niyo lang po kung may sounds or walang sounds.
Differences between personnel management and human resource management. Personnel management is a part of management that deals with the recruitment, hiring, staffing, development, and compensation of the workforce and their relation with the organization to achieve the organizational objectives. Human resource management is that specialized and organized branch of management which is concerned with the acquisition, maintenance, development, utilization and coordination of people at work, in such a manner that they will give their best to the enterprise. So, let's look into the basic differences between personnel management and human resource management in a tabular form. Difference number 1. The aspect of management that is concerned with the workforce and their relationship with the entity is known as personnel management, whereas the branch of management that focuses on the most effective use of the manpower of an entity to achieve the organizational goals is known as human resource management. Number 2. Personnel management follows a traditional approach, whereas human resource management is based on modern approach. Number 3. Personnel management treats workers as tools or machines, whereas human resource management treats it as an important asset of the organization. Number 4. type of function of personnel management is routine function, whereas human resource management plays a strategic function. Number 5. In personnel management, the pay is based on job evaluation, whereas in human resource management, the basis of pay is performance evaluation. Number 6. In personnel management, the management plays a transactional role, whereas in human resource management, the management plays a transformational role. Number 7. Communication is indirect in personnel management, whereas there is direct communication in human resource management. Number 8. In personnel management, the negotiations are based on collective bargaining with the union leader. Conversely, in human resource management, there is no need for collective bargaining as individual contracts exist with each employee. Number 9. In personnel management there is a piecemeal distribution of initiatives, however, integrated distribution of initiatives is there in human resource management. Number 10. In personnel management, the management actions is based on procedure. Conversely, in human resource management, the management actions is based on business needs. Number 11. Decision-making is slow in personnel management, but the same is comparatively fast in human resource management. Number 12. In personnel management, the basis of job design is the division of work, while, in the case of human resource management, employees are divided into groups or teams for performing any task. And, difference number 13. Personnel management focuses primarily on mundane activities like employee hiring, remunerating, training, and harmony. Conversely, human resource management treats manpower of the organization as valued assets, to be valued, used, and preserved.
Okay. So that was great video, no? It is amazing. It shows, no, the details and the nitty-gritty of the difference between the new approach in personal management and uh the human resource management. Okay, to iterate more the difference between the two, aside from focus and scope, no? Mm-mm. Let us understand more about the orientation. The personal management is all about it's all about employee centric, as the video clip presided, no, or introduced to us. The personal management is employee centric, concerned with the welfare and administration of the organization. The personnel management treats labor as a cost to be controlled, no? A piece of cake lang yung initiative na nanggagaling sa personnel, more doer, more planning sa admin than the personnel. HRM or human resource is strategic and business oriented. No, the human resource integrates the policies with the organizational objectives, the vision, mission, and the goals of the organization. It treats employee as a human capital, cost-sharer, to be developed for the competitive advantage of the organization. Okay. So function, personnel management is recruitment and selection, payroll compensation, no, employee welfare and grievance handling, compliance with labor law, more on policies, no, procedural, yung personal management. While human resource management, it's all about planning of the workforce, training, enhancing, developing, nurturing, performance management system. The employee is engaged much, no, to the organization so that the retention strategies and succession of planning and talent management is the duty of human resource management. So, yan. Approach to motivation, yung personal management, ang reward nila is monetary incentives and job security, while the human resource management is The motivation is including career development, recognition, well-being of the worker, individual well-being, individual progression ng kanilang tawag dito, kanilang career in the organization. Okay. To cut the long story short, no? So, in short, the personal management is administrative and rule-based in nature, while human resource management is strategic and development oriented. Okay? So, basically, yung personal management, short-term, operational focus. While yung HRM is long-term at strategic focus. Tapos, yung role ng public administration about personal management, historically, dominant yung personal management in government services, in government organization, emphasizing compliance sa civil service law, sa policy, sa labor code, no, sa civil service rules, and other legislative bodies, no, entailing the duty bound, no, of the personnel to its organization. While HRM, human resource, emerging public sector's reform. Ito is a reform nga ng personal management. New public management, strategic human resource to improve performance, no, to enhance performance of the personnel and administration, to stress accountability and employees engagement, no, for the development and success of an organization. So, dadako na tayo sa part 2, the foundation of personnel management. Saan ba galing yan? Ano ba ang importante or essence or nature ng personnel management? Introduction. The importance of personal management that we heard to the videos and we compare PM to HRM. It focuses on the effective utilization of human resource. Personnel management is to manage our personnel well, to utilize and to maximize the human resource, no, of the organization to achieve the goals, no, to achieve the organizational goals. Specifically in public sector, personnel is important to ensure the government agency and other organization operate sufficiently, efficiently, and complying to the principle of equity, accountability, service delivery, no, as they function as a organization because of the strict compliance to the process and policies of the organization that mandates them to function. Concept and definition. Teka lang po. Concept and definition, additional definition of personal management, it refers to administrative discipline. They also plan, organize, control human resource, but ito yung mga core group lang, yung mga managerial in nature. It involves recruitment, training compensation, performance appraisal, and employees relations. In the public administration context, it emphasizes merit-based system. Sa public governance naman, it emphasizes the merit-based system. Siguro pag sabi merit-based system for promotion or hiring, no? For transparency, compliance with the policy, specifically the civil service law and the law of the employment law, the constitution, or the civil service or the law for the public sectors, for the private sectors. Okay. So, what are the historical foundation of PM or personnel management? Ito ay galing kay Frederick Taylor, yung kanyang scientific management. Kay Elton Mayo, Human Relation Movement. At yung pangalawa, yung public personal system, I don't know who was the champion, no, of this public personal system. It developed to ensure fairness, meritocracy, merit system, and political neutrality in government employment. Okay. So isa-isahin natin. Ano bang sinabi ni Frederick Taylor sa scientific management? Ang core idea of this scientific management focuses on improving efficiency, less less time, less cost, but accepted end result, no? Mastery, no? Focus on improving or mastery of productivity and organization. What are the key principle kapag sinabi nating pag sinabi ni Frederick Taylor na scientific management? Standardization of task. Uh, Yan yung breaking down of work into smaller, specialized tasks for increased speed and reduced waste. Compartmentalization, job descriptions, doon pala galing yun, no? Scientific management. Kailangan naka-compartment, smaller, specialized, so that there is a mastery, so that it increase productivity and reduce waste because it is specialized no na-master nila because it is smaller handling ng specific task no o hindi multitasking no may procedure may process na sinusunod specialization task for the specific group of people. Mahalaga din yan no yung job descriptions para wala mag-overlap walang mag-conflict to avoid overlapping and conflict of the personnel and of the administration. Sabi din dito sa scientific management, the time and motion studies. Mahalaga sa scientific management yung SMART C, measurable, time-bound, specific, applicable, yun, yung mga resources, no, na determine the most efficient method. O kaya nga scientific, no, kailangan efficient, exact, no, exact, tawag dito, procedure or policy, clear-cut procedure and policy. Patungkol naman sa role of management, manager plans. Ayan. Meron talagang core group na magpaplano and design the work process while the workers execute them. Oo. Di na download lang, binababa lang ng mga managers, ng mga higher ups kung ano yung policy and then i-download na lang sa baba. So the workers, the working staff, working personnel execute them. So what is the impact of scientific management by Frederick Taylor? It led to the development of assembly lines and modern industrial practices, no? Very specific, compartmentalized, no? Very, ano to, no? Kumbaga, logical, no? Naka very compartment, naka specific, smaller, para na ma-master yung piece by piece, detailed, no? Na activity ng isang organization. So that is Frederick Taylor Scientific Management. Second, tinuturuan tayo ni Elton Mayo about human relation movement. Ah, I salute Elton Mayo, no? Sabi ni Elton Mayo, the core idea of this human relation the core idea of human relation movements is all about employee high morale. Parang sinasabi dito ni Elton Mayo, happy personnel, happy worker, more productive ang personnel, no? Naalala ko tuloy, no, sa YouTube, sa social media, meron tinatawag na silent, ano ba yun? Silent quitting. Ha? Parang yung personnel, hindi na masaya, dragging na, so nagiging less productive siya, nagsa-silent quitting na siya, parang hindi niya nakikita na go-grow siya, hindi na siya nakikita masaya siya sa trabaho. So, nagiging less productive siya. So, sabi ni Elton Mayo, mahalaga yung employee moral, yung employee motivation, the different attributes kung paano mag enjoy while working yung personnel. So, ano yung key contribution? According to Hawthorne's study, that he found that social factors and attention to the workers need improve productivity. Kaya nga yung mga call center, no, overflowing coffee, may sleeping quarters, no? Sa ibang mga school, di ba? Ah, ano no, parang home na yung work, no? Parang work from home, no? Parang you are not working away from home, no? Ginagawa nila na very convenient sa personnel yung trabaho nila. Ayan, so that is the tawag dito, get take home ni Horton Studies na mas masaya yung worker, mas productive yung worker or personnel sa kanyang trabaho, sa kanyang organization. At second, mahalaga sa human relations yung communication. Di ba? Encourage open communication between management and employees. Mahalaga talaga yan to avoid conflicts. We know the protocol of communication, to avoid bias, to avoid confusions. Sino ba talaga ang magdi-decide, no? Sino ba talaga ang may last say, no? Hindi yung ang daming bossing, no? Ang daming decision maker, no? Hindi na alam kung sino susundin. So it start conflicts. Pero sabi dito sa human relation movement, kailangan open communication between management and employee to avoid such conflicts. And third, yung key contribution ng human relations movement is employee satisfaction. Ayan, small recognition count. Diba? Small certificate, recognition that happy employees are more productive. Diba? Hindi naman sa mas taas ang sahod mo, pero parang you feel no satisfied to your work, no, na kung you're compensated well, o isa yon, pero yung environment, yung culture, no, yung climate ng trabaho ay mahalaga din para yung isang personnel, isang worker ay maging productive, conducive sa working environment niya. So what is the impact of human relation movement? It shifts focus from purely mechanical efficiency to psychological and social well-being. Mamuhunan tayo, hindi lang sa makina. No? Parang sinasabi dito ng human relation movement, wag lang kayo mamuhunan. No? Do not capitalize to the machine. Also capital to human resource. No? Happy personnel, happy people, no, is more productive. Yun lang naman ang battle cry ng human relations movement ni Elton Mayo. The third one, public personal system. The core idea is here, develop for government employment to ensure fairness and integrity. Ideal, no? Sa public personal system, ideal yung ensured fairness and integrity. Di ba kaya lang problema, no? May ranking ka, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hindi mo bet, hindi ka bet nung yung top 1 hindi bet. Pipiliin yung top 2 o yung top 5. Kasi sabi, all of them are qualified. Prerogative yun daw ng appointing authorities. Sometimes, no, parang painful, lalo na kapag ikaw yung top 1 kasi hindi ka pinili. Kasi, kasi yung trust and confidence, yung additional factors, no, silent qualification is there. Saan kaya yung fairness and integrity? Minsan may silent na gano'n, ano? Nagpa-ranking na, nagpa-eme. Tapos, ikaw yung number 1, tapos aray ko, sana. May mga ganyang situation. So what is the tawag dito? Key principles in public personal system. Meritocracy. Ayan. Merit-based. Yung hiring, promotion, hindi dahil sa favoritism o may backer, kung hindi sa qualification and performance. Kaya nga meron sa school, no? Sa bawat school natin o sa work, may evaluation, no? O may post-conference, may quota, whatsoever, no? May performance-based, no? mas nakakalungkot yung iba talaga is hindi nakikita yung qualification but whom you know. Whom you know. So sana it ensure fairness and integrity of meritocracy. Merit-based sana, hindi patronato. No? Political neutrality. Ayan. Problema din yan sa public sector, no? Yung political neutrality, yung tao-tao system. Tao ka ni mayor dati, bagong mayor na. So, floating ka. Ilalagay ka sa ibang department, no? Employee should serve the public impartiality regardless of political changes, no? Madami, no? Nag-float siya, pinolot siya, no? Nilagay siya kung saan because he is not supportive. Hindi siya sinuportahan ng kulay. Pula ka, dilaw ka, orange ka, no? So, sa public personal system, it must be a political neutral grounds, no, sa mga personnel at sa administration, regardless of political changes, no. Pinapatupad dito, the key principle of public personal system is fairness and equity. Equity and fairness. Kamusta naman yung mga PWD? Inclusive ba talaga? Paano yung LGBTQ++, no? Inclusive and equal opportunity ba for all applicants? Paano yung mga PDL? Do have their rights na matanggap because of their background? Kukuha ka NBI, kukuha ka police clearance, no? Paano naman yung gusto magbago? So are there have a chance, no, to redeem themselves para magkaroon ng good work? Oo, so dapat ganito sa public personal system, fairness and equality, no? Equal opportunity for all, whatever gender, whatever ano pa, political aspiration, political engagement, backgrounds, no? Basta sana meritocracy ang pinaiiral, no? Na padrino, backer, padrino, patronato, or favoritism as such. So what is the impact of public personal system? It established civil service system. Ayan. Kaya na-appreciate ko yung civil service, no? Kaya lang matagal ang mag-action ng civil service, no? But anyway, gumugulong din naman ang justice in civil service uh, system sa Pilipinas. Tapos PRC, Professional Standard in Public Administration. And also yung mga qualifications, no? Yung mga SESO, SESE, no? Para walang palakasan system, no? Sana ma-implement talaga ito ng 100%. Okay? So, let's go. What are the core principle of the PM or personnel management? We understand the merit system. Pag sabi natin merit system, the hiring portion, qualification ng personnel, and the promotion, meritus, oo, yung merit, no? Yung qualification for promotion and their performances. Equity and fairness, equal opportunity, non-discrimination sa religion, sa gender, sa experiences, siguro sa looks, no? Di ba may na-viral yan? Oo, yung nagbebenta ng potato price ba yun? Potato corner ba yun? Or off the record? Sabi ko yung, like, oo. Di ba kailangan with pleasing personality, tiga-prito ng patatas, no? So, avoid discrimination, yan. The core principle of personal management and HRM. Accountability, adherence to the law. Ayan, no? Mahalaga din yan, ano? Na sumusunod ba sa batas, minimum wage, no? Oo, nag-overload, may premium ba? Ayan, aray ko. Madaming mga government, no, na walang premium, no, mga tawag dito, incentives, regulation, ethical standard, meron bang due process, procedure, no, for hiring and promotion, or standard lang, or depende lang sa kutob ng administration kung ipopromote ka o hindi. Efficiency. Ayan. So, mahalaga yung personal management to understand the optical and maximize of use of human resource for public service delivery. Ayan, no? So, nakakalungkot, no? Yung mga magagaling magturo, hindi pinagtuturo, nilalagay sa research. Tapos yung mga hindi magaling magturo, pinagtuturo. Dapat, dapat ina-maximize yung gift, no? Yung gift o yung personal qualities ng isang personnel. No? Ikaw magaling ka dito o dito ka. O yung iba hindi, no? Pag magaling ka, tatanggalin ka, gagawin kang admin. Paano yan? Magaling ka nga magturo. Bakit ka gagawin admin? Hindi ka na pinagtuturo. Nag-admin ka na lang. Pero yun yung strength mo. Yun yung doon ka mapapakinabangan. Pero tinanggal ka sa pagtuturo, pinagawa kang research kasi magaling ka sa research na wala naman yung kaya nga nagtataka ako sir no bakit ano ba ako nag-apply ba ako sa teaching or research so mas malaki ang puntos ng research kaysa sa teaching strategy teaching expertise ayan so that will be the questions or efficacy na ma-maximize ba yung potential ng isang personnel in his work or in his job or another way around. Okay? To give public service best delivery. What are the key functions of personnel management? Of course, mahalaga yung manpower planning. O baka mag-short ng crew, baka mag-short ng staff. Baka mamaya sobrang dami. Saka nakakita, bodyguard mo 365. Ay, oh sorry ha, off the record. Hindi ko sinabi kung sinong official ng government. Yun, no? Dami, isang batalyon ng security guard. So, kailangan napaplano, forecasting the future staffing needs. Baka nag-overlap. Baka mamaya may shadow. Shadow employee. Oo, no? Baka naman hindi naman qualified, inilagay doon, no? Di kailangan may manpower planning, no? May integrity sa manual sa manpower planning. Recruitment and selection, merit-based, no? Ayan na naman tayo, merit-based. Kaya nga sa police, no, I also active sa sa values integration program sa kapulisan, yung internal cleansing. Hindi na nilalagay yung pangalan, number, number, number. Sana nga totoo 'yun ano na yung merit system based off competency, based on examination and interview, scientific method, hindi yung palakasan system. Okay, training and development. Problema yun, ano? Pag COS ka, dihado ka. Pag contract of service ka, hindi ka katulad ng plantilla, hindi ka papadala sa mga trainings, no? Secondary citizen ka sa sa school. Paano kayo nagtuturo? Pero bakit yung plantilla, no? Ang daming opportunity for training and development. Paano naman yung mga JO na majority sa isang kumpanya ay JO at COS, no? Hindi na nagkakaroon ng growth and opportunity for training and development. The key function of personal management, sana continuous capacity building, no, for all personnel, especially for public servants, no. Teacher 1 ka na for 10 years, teacher 1 ka pa rin until you resign. Kailangan opportunity, no, to salary structure, opportunity for proper compensation and benefits, welfare program, career development program, performance appraisal, evaluating employee performance for promotion and rewards. No? Nung binabasa ko to, parang ang sarap naman pakinggan. Pero in reality, may constraintment, no? May limitation. No? Parang, nasan yung ideal personnel management? Nasan yung ideal personnel management or human resource management? No? Employees relations, maintaining harmonious relationship between management and staff. Ayan. So, especially, oo, nagkakaproblema, no? Lalo na sa amin, no? Yung standard ng non-teaching sa teaching staff. Yung teacher ba, kailangan 40 hours din ba na mag-stay katulad ng admin staff na 40 hours a week? o teach and go. Yan, ano? Employee relationship. Minsan, nag, nag-aaway sila. Bakit teacher kami? Pero 40 hours din kami nag-stay. Tapos, ba't sila? Yan, yan. So, dapat a harmonious relationship between management, maiwasan ito kung open ang communication, bargaining, tapos mutual understanding, no, sa mga organization ng isang company o ng isang institution. Legal and institutional framework. Mahalaga na sumusunod ang mga personnel managers sa civil service law, government recruiting, yung ipopost, di ba? Bago ka mag-recruit, ipopost yan, sir, doc, no? Ipopost yan sa mga bulletin, outside. Yung iba, hindi na pinopost, no? Sinesekreto na may opening pala, tapos may tao nang susunod, no? Dapat sa civil service, alam niyo na, pinopost yan prior to hiring, meron yung announcement, nandun yung qualification, nandun yung deadline, and promotion and discipline, ganun din yung mga rubrics, no, for promotion and hiring. And of course, the discipline, nasa civil service yan, yung reward and punishment, if the employee or the personnel or administration merong abuse or malfunction, no, may penalties, no, for that matter. So, Public Service Commission. So, yung mga Public Service Commission, no, andyan dyan yung DOLE, mga labor institutions, ano ba, sa public governments, meron tayong, ano na po, no, yung mga officials, ombudsman, and so on and so forth. The oversight bodies ensuring merit and fairness. Labor laws protecting employees' rights and welfare. No? Diyan dapat papasok yung mga personal management, managers, no, admin, no, na full, ano siya, grounded siya sa mga legal basis and institutional framework ng isang organization o ng mga batas. Ayan. Modern trends in personal management. Change is constant, no? Change is constant. Dapat yung PM o yung personal management nakikisabay din sa pagbabago ng mundo. For example, digital HR system. Hmm. Digital na sana yung payroll. Sana hindi na delayed. Aray ko. Diyos ko, 2025 na. 3 months delayed, 4 months delayed. Yung ano ba nangyayari sa payroll? Hindi naman ako. Quezon City is the number one tawag dito profitable cities. No? Pero delayed ang mga sahod, parang ganyan. Kailangan siguro i-update na yung HR system, ng payroll, ng recruitment, no? Nagpapasa pa rin po ba kayo ng personal data sheet 3 beses? Sorry po. 4 na kopya, pwede naman sanang digital, no? Para less paper, no? So on and so forth. Okay. So yan, dapat the personal management also embrace, no, the challenge of digital HR system, the competency-based human resource, focus on skills, performance outcomes, no? Diversity and inclusion. Yung diversity of inclusion, yung workplace ba natin, yung government ba, o private sector, are promoting equality, LGBT, PDL, senior citizens, ano pa, yung inclusivity sa work, no, yung mga senior, no, so on and so forth. In relation to public services. Work-life balance. Ayan. Buti na lang meron na bagong batas, no, sa mga sana hindi lang state hindi lang sana national government yung wellness kineme. Sorry po. Ano ba yun? Yung wellness break? Yung parang pwede ka magpahinga ng straight 5 days? Di ba? Kailangan yan. So sa personnel, no, trends in management, the work-life balance initiatives, flexible work arrangement in the government, no? So yan. So dyan po I believe dyan nagtatapos yung PM o yung Personal Management Foundation. Challenges na sa public personal management. What are the challenges in public personal management? Kanina lumitaw na, no? Yung political interference in appointments. Yan, yung mga political background, battle, no? Patronage, no? Interference ng appointments, no? Uh, Resistance to reform in modernization. Mahirap basagin yung nakagawian na eh. Kaya yung red tape, balik ka na lang, sige. No? So, resistance to reform na modernization. Mahirap basagin yung nakasanayan na sa isang kultura, no? Mahirap meron tinatawag na birth pain, no? Birth pain sa new undertakings, no? Kaya mahirap basagin yung mga red tape, yung mga long procedures, long procedure ng payroll, siguro kaya ang bagal-bagal ng sahod, napakadaming dinadaanan, ang daming signatories, no? Kaya nahahadlangan yung modernization ng services, no? Budget constraint. Of course, sa isang programa kailangan ng budget. Bawa, training. Oo. Oo, kulang ng support. Research, for example, no? Magre-research ka, hindi ka naman susuportahan, no? Ang madugo sa research, sir, di ba po, habang ginagawa mo. Pero ang problema, ang research grant, ibibigay kapag tapos na yung research. Aray ko, dapat baliktad. No? Grant muna before the research. Kasi doon ang kailangan ng monetary for the training or for the product. And then, lastly, challenges ng public personnel management is managing diversity and inclusion effectively. Yeah, di ba? Yung mga diversity ay, nako, talagang nililimitahan yan. Ano halimbawa niyan? Yung mga red flag. Red flag ka kapag maingay ka, kapag nagtatanong ka kung kailan ka sa sahod, aray ka. Kapag kino-question mo, ba't kakatapos lang ng exam, 2 days, pasahan na ng grades, no? Yeah. Aray ko. Yung mga ganyang, mga ganyang diversity, inclusion, no? Yung mga, tawag dito, mga pro personnel, yung benefits, no? Yung comfortability, no? Ay nagkakaroon ng problema, no? In that area ng public personnel management. There are lots of challenges in public personnel management. Okay, I hope you are with me. Punta na tayo sa Foundation of Organizational Behavior, OB. Okay, meron din ako nakita sa YouTube. Pasensyahan nyo na ako ha. May papanood uli ako sa inyo, mga classmates, no, mga docmates about OB. Ano ba yung organizational behavior? So allow me to introduce to you, no, kung ano yung nakita ko, no, sa YouTube regarding organizational behavior. Okay, I hope you are still with me. Ayan, matatapos na, konti na lang. Sandali po. Wait lang po ha. Okay, sasend ko lang ito. Organizational behavior. Ayan. Okay, so I hope nakikita and I hope may sound.
Going to delve into the captivating world of organizational behavior. We'll explore what organizational behavior is, its importance, and the benefits it brings to individuals and organizations. So grab a pen and paper, and let's dive in. Organizational behavior is the study of individual and group behavior, as well as the structures and systems that influence behavior within an organization. It's a fascinating field that helps us understand how people behave in the workplace and how it impacts their overall effectiveness. To start, let's talk about individual behavior. Individual behavior focuses on understanding how personal characteristics, attitudes, values, and personalities shape an individual's behavior and performance within the workplace. Each employee brings their unique qualities to the table, and understanding their behavior helps us create a conducive work environment that enhances productivity and engagement. When we understand individual behavior, we can identify what motivates employees and what drives their job satisfaction. This knowledge allows organizations to design strategies that foster employee engagement and create a positive work environment. Motivated and satisfied employees are more likely to be engaged in their work, leading to higher productivity and better performance. Individual behavior also encompasses aspects such as perception and decision-making. By understanding how individuals perceive and interpret information, organizations can tailor their communication strategies to ensure effective message delivery. Similarly, understanding decision-making processes helps organizations streamline decision-making and improve overall efficiency. Next, let's explore group behavior. Group behavior is all about how individuals interact and work together within teams or larger groups. It examines dynamics like communication, collaboration, decision-making, leadership, and conflict resolution. By understanding group behavior, we can optimize teamwork, foster a positive working environment, and achieve better outcomes. Effective teamwork is vital for organizational success. When team members collaborate effectively, share ideas, and work towards a common goal, the organization benefits from improved problem-solving, increased creativity, and better decision-making. Understanding group dynamics helps organizations identify and address barriers to effective teamwork, creating a culture that values collaboration and cooperation. Group behavior also involves leadership and management within teams. By understanding leadership styles and the impact they have on group dynamics, organizations can develop effective leaders who inspire and motivate their teams. Effective leaders foster open communication, encourage participation, and create an environment of trust and support. Now let's zoom out and look at organizational structures. Organizational structures refer to the formal hierarchy, roles, and relationships within an organization. They outline how authority, decision-making, and communication flow. Understanding organizational structures helps us gain insights into power dynamics and how they impact employee behavior and organizational functioning. Organizational structures have a significant impact on employee behavior and organizational culture. A hierarchical structure, for example, may influence communication patterns and decision-making processes. By understanding and analyzing organizational structures, organizations can make informed decisions to improve communication channels, streamline processes, and promote transparency and accountability. Organizational culture is another crucial aspect of organizational behavior. Organizational culture encompasses shared values, beliefs, and norms within an organization. A positive and inclusive culture promotes employee satisfaction, attracts top talent, and encourages innovation. By understanding and nurturing organizational culture, organizations can create a strong brand identity and a supportive work environment. Organizational culture is the underlying fabric that shapes how things are done in an organization. It defines the organization's values, norms, and behavioral expectations. When the culture aligns with employee values and fosters a sense of belonging, it leads to increased job satisfaction and a stronger commitment to the organization. Employees are more likely to go the extra mile when they feel valued and supported by the organizational culture. So why is organizational behavior important? Well, let's discuss a few key reasons. Firstly, understanding organizational behavior helps managers and leaders gain insights into employee motivation, job satisfaction, and performance. By understanding individual behavior and the factors that drive engagement, organizations can create a work environment that enhances productivity and well-being. Motivated and satisfied employees are more likely to be engaged in their work and perform at their best. When employees feel motivated and satisfied, they experience higher levels of job satisfaction, leading to reduced turnover rates. This not only saves the organization the cost and effort of recruiting and training new employees, but also contributes to a stable and engaged workforce. Secondly, organizational behavior plays a crucial role in managing and improving teamwork and collaboration. Effective teamwork leads to better problem-solving, increased creativity, and improved decision-making. By understanding group dynamics and fostering a culture of collaboration, organizations can harness the collective intelligence and skills of their teams. Teams are the building blocks of any organization. When team members can work together effectively, share ideas, and collaborate seamlessly, the organization as a whole benefits. Effective teamwork results in better outcomes, increased innovation, and enhanced employee satisfaction. Thirdly, organizational behavior helps shape organizational culture. Organizational culture encompasses shared values, beliefs, and norms within an organization. A positive and inclusive culture promotes employee satisfaction, attracts top talent, and encourages innovation. By understanding and nurturing organizational culture, organizations can create a strong brand identity and a supportive work environment. Organizational culture plays a crucial role in employee engagement and retention. A positive culture that aligns with employee values and fosters a sense of belonging leads to increased job satisfaction and a stronger commitment to the organization. It also attracts top talent, as potential employees are drawn to organizations that provide a positive and inclusive work environment. Lastly, organizational behavior provides valuable insights into managing change and diversity. In today's dynamic business landscape, organizations need to adapt to change effectively. By understanding how individuals and groups react to change and embracing diversity, organizations can foster resilience, creativity, and organizational agility. Change is inevitable in organizations. Whether it's technological advancements, market shifts, or internal restructuring, change can have a significant impact on employees. By understanding the dynamics of change and how individuals and groups react to it, organizations can effectively manage the change process, mitigate resistance, and ensure a smooth transition. This allows organizations to stay agile, adapt to new challenges, and seize opportunities. Additionally, embracing diversity and inclusion is crucial in today's globalized and multicultural workforce. By valuing and embracing diversity in all its forms, organizations can tap into a wide range of perspectives, experiences, and ideas. This leads to increased creativity, better problem solving, and improved decision making. Moreover, inclusive organizations foster a sense of belonging and create an environment where every individual feels respected and valued. In conclusion, organizational behavior is a critical aspect of any organization. It helps us understand how individuals and groups behave within the workplace, and it provides insights into creating a positive work environment, enhancing employee satisfaction, promoting effective communication and collaboration, and driving organizational success. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative and helpful,
Ayan, thank you very much for that for viewing or viewing that materials, no? Ang ganda talaga ng organization behavior, no? Yung organization behavior, gagawa siya ng culture. At yung culture na ito mag-leads to success, no, ng isang organization. Okay? So, once again, to reiterate what's the video, no, tingnan natin, let us dig in more what is foundation of organizational behavior. Yung OB is a study how individuals and group of individuals, no, within an organization work together, interact together, perform together, no, para no, ano, same birds have same feathers. Ano ba, no? Yun, di ba? So, di ba masaya kung same wavelength kayo, tapos may iba, because of diversity, merong magbibigay ng spice, magbibigay ng pait, magbibigay ng new taste sa environment, no? May mga ganyan talaga, no? May pabibo, may paeme, no? So, and that is the part of the diversity of personality, diversity of individuality, no, sa isang organization, no? So, that interaction, no, have a great impact for the organizational performance. In public administration, OB provides insight into the managing people effectively how to govern an organization, fostering, harnessing, efficiency, accountability, and ethical governance and services to the public. So, yun. So, mahalaga din, ano, na pag-ukulan natin ng pansin itong organization behavior. The concept and definition. Organization behavior is an interdisciplinary field. No? Interdisciplinary, psychological, financial, physical, no? And other uh, theory of thoughts, no, or disciplines that draw from psychology, sociology, anthropology, no, management, sciences that examines individual behavior, individual personality, motivation, perception, because individual affects groups. And the groups affects the individual, and the individual and the groups affect the organization. Di ba? Di ba may kasabihan tayo, yung kamatis na bulok, pag sumama, makokorap. Pero sa organization, kailangan din natin na may mga devil's advocate, to maintain the, ano tawag dito, check and balance, no, of the people, no? Pag hindi masaya kapag pag magkakasundo kayong lahat. Di ba? Sometimes boring na, no? May magbibigay ng color, no, sa isang organization, sa isang institution, no? Kasi because of diverse personality, motivation, and perceptions. Uh, Group dynamics. Ayan, yung group, no, because of the aggregate of individual, tapos nagkaroon ng interaction, yung aggregate of individual, gagawa yan ng sarili niyang identity o sa sarili niyang gagawa siya ng bagong grupo because of shared communications, shared work, shared aspiration, leadership, magkakaroon na siya ng groups, and then it effect and impactful sa organizational system. Babuo ng culture, structure, and processes. Correct yan. So, ganyan kahalaga yung organizational behavior, concept, and definition. Historical foundation, meron tayo tinatawag na classical management theory kay Max Weber, that its bureaucracy emphasizes hierarchy, structure, formal rules, classical management. Yan the authorities from top to bottom. Ha? Classical hierarchy yan. Human relation management, recognize the importance of social factors and employee satisfaction. Yung kay Elton Mayo, remember that? The human resource movement. Oo, the satisfaction of the employees, no? Happy ka, so ano sabi ni Enrile, may he rest in peace, happy ka, suportahan kita. Happy personnel, no, are more productive personnel. Behavioral science approach, applied psychology, sociology to understand the workplace behavior, no? So, iba't ibang organization, iba't ibang climate, iba't ibang kultura because iba't ibang individual and iba't ibang group meron doon, no? So, iba't ibang climate, no, ng environment o ng culture meron sa iba't ibang grupo at iba't ibang organization. System theories viewed organization as open system interacting with their environment. Ah, no, di ba? Sa isang organization, there are multiple groups, no? Oo. Kaya yung manager o administration, kailangan alam niya i-balance, no? Intindihin yung groups, individual groups, and individuality of the persons in the groups, no? Kailangan meron siyang matinding background in the organizational behavior and personal management also. So yan, that's historical foundation. Ayan, ito yung pinaka-different, no? Yung key ideas at saka yung mga champion, no? Nakalagay naman din dyan. Behavioral science, kay Mary Parker, Chester Bernard, Douglas McGregor, Abraham Maslow, yeah, Ludwig von Bertalanffy, no? So system theory, kasi Max Weber, Taylor, Payol, no? The administrative and classical theories. Okay, the core principles of organization behavior, the human dignity and respect. Mahalaga. Treating employees a valuable asset. Diba? No one left behind. No? Ayan, no one left behind. Kailangan, ano tawag dito sa church definition ng no one left behind? The synergy. Ano pa yung synergy? Ah, yung no one left behind, the human dignity and respect. Iba't iba ng katungkulan, pero ano doon pa rin yung respeto. Di ba? Hindi boss ka, yung boss ka nga, pero you cannot be reached by the others, no? Parang matadero, parang ang taas ng tingin. So, kailangan you know how to pakisama, the word pakisama or treating employees as equal in dignity, with respect, from lowest position to higher ups, no? Yun ang sana ang makita ng organization behaviorist, no? The human dignity and respect. Motivation and engagement. Encouraging productivity through incentives and recognition. Siyempre, ang behavior naman, ah, di ba? Bata pa tayo, reward and punishment. Reward for doing good and punishment for doing bad. Di ba motivation yon? Reinforcement, reward, di ba sa psychology, if I'm not mistaken, di ba? Reward sa good, no? Merit, reward. Demerit, punishment. And it affects behaviors because of the reward and punishment. Maslow ba yun? Pavlov? Conditioning? Eric Erikson, remember that? So behavior is also impacted by reward and punishment. Okay, by motivation and engagement. Communication. Proper communication. Oo, clear, transparent information and flows, no? Yung mga protocols dapat alam, no? Oo, para hindi magkaroon ng conflict. For that, communication. No, mahirap talaga yung communication through cellphones. Ano ba? Yung memo ba? Kailangan pipirma ba? Yung memo ngayon, ano na, email eh. No? Memo ngayon, naka Google Classroom, ano na, group chat. Sa Messenger na lang nakalagay, paano kapag hindi nabasa? Lagot ka. So, is that valid? No, yung mga emails, no, yung mga memoranda, communication na bigla na lang ipapadala sa'yo, hindi katulad dati, paper, letter, whatever, modernity nga, pero paano kapag, for example, nanakaw yung cellphone mo, many circumstances that the memo is not received personally by you. No? Baka hindi mo nabasa, natabunan. So that must be a clear, transparent information flow. Leadership and influence, guiding individuals and teams toward organization goals. No? Kailangan. We know that our individual persons, ating organizations. Adaptability, flexibility, resiliency, no? Adaptability, resilient, responding to the changes in the environment and technology. Okay, so that is organization behavior also affects how resilient are we, no, to respond, no, to the diversity, to the new challenges of modernity. Yung organization ba natin ma-adapt, can adapt, flexible for that matter. Kasi kapag hindi tayo nag-adapt, madali tayong mag-give up, mamamatay yung organization. Especially nung COVID, di ba? Nung COVID, nagulat ang buong mundo. Yung ibang organization hindi nakapag-adapt easily, hindi na-embrace yung COVID. Kaya ayun, ang daming nagsara, nag-failed because of adaptability, because of the power of resiliency, so to speak. Okay, the key components of OB, individual level. Alamin natin yan, that the individual is peculiar to another. Peculiar personality traits, attitude, perception, and learning. Group level, team dynamics, conflict resolution, decision making. Okay, di ba? Two heads better than one. Mahalaga din na meron tayong nakikinig tayo, Vox Populi, Vox Dei, no? The we listen to the opinion of others, no? Communication. The leader must learn how to listen, no? To many brainstorming, deliberations, assessment, no? And many tools, no? Para magkaroon ng isang desisyon o isang plano. Organizational level, we have culture, structure, policy, and change of management. That is the level of organization. Okay, theoretical foundation, Maslow hierarchy of needs, motivation. Alam niyo na may Maslow of hierarchy of needs, di ba? Ano yung number one? Necessity. Oo, yung food, shelter, clothing, tapos, ano yung number three, love and belongingness, yung mga ganyan. And then self-actualization. That is motivation theory. Job satisfaction and motivation, kay Hertzberg two-factor theory, McGregor, the X and Y, eto yan. Yung Maslow theory, excuse me po. Maslow hierarchy of needs, individual progress from physiological needs. Food, shelter, tapos aangat ng ikalawa, safety needs, belonging, self-esteem, and then the last, self-actualization. So managers should diagnose what is the current need of the personnel so that the manager tailors supports to the personnel. Yung job security ba, team belongingness, recognition ba ang weakness, growth assessment ba, assignment ba, accordingly. Yung kay Hardsberg two-factor theory, ito yung motivators. Motivators. Hidden factors, pay, yung policy ba, working condition ba, para to prevent dissatisfaction. Ayan yung mga motivators para maging masaya yung employee o yung mga taong involved sa organization. McGregor's theory, X and Y theory, managerial assumption shape authoritarian. Ano bang klaseng leadership? Authoritarian ba? Dictator ba? Participative ba? The theory Y, with empowerment autonomy, responsibility freedom, responsible freedom, professional discretion, typical of excellent public service roles. What kind of leadership, no? Ang isang manager doon sa isang organization. Autocracy ba, bureaucracy ba, and so. No? Organizational behavior also recognize heart-tone effect. Productivity influenced by social factors. Ayan. Sabi ni Hawthorne, study ni Hawthorne, no? Productivity influenced by social factors. Hmm. 'Di ba? Individual, uh, may effect siya sa grupo, pero yung grupo may epekto din sa individual. Like supervision, yung supervisor mo, kung terorista ba, or nag-encourage, no? Ayan, group norms, okay? Shifting attention from the man as a machine. Oo, hindi tayo, yung person na hindi yan machine na walang emotion, walang sociological, emotional, spiritual. It's not like a machine na no, another attributes for the well-being, quote and quote, no? I-review ito ng socio-psychological dynamics, no? The different attributes of human, spiritual, financial, sociological, political well-being, so on and so forth. Okay. Importance in public administration. What is the importance of OB in public administration? Organizational behavior, important ito sa public administration to enhance employee morale. Siyempre, kapag mataas yung morale ng employee, happy ang employee, satisfied, no? Hindi dragging, hindi, ano yon, hindi putyo-putyo, hindi half-baked, no? It increase productivity. Second, organizational behavior promotes ethical behavior and accountability. Siyempre, pag minahal mo na, no? Dahil na at home ka na, minahal mo na, meron ng love, may charity na, no? Hindi mo na kailangan ipulis, no? Hindi lesser ano na supervisory na, no? Kapag pinagkakatiwalaan mo na yung mga tao mo, no? Parang lesser na. Hindi naman compliance, no? Parang mataas na yung ano, yung level ng relationship ng admin and personnel, no? Improve service delivery through effective teamwork. Di ba nagsasaluhan na, hindi nagtatakipan. Ho. Di ba yung nagtatakipan sa nagsasaluhan ng work, no? Synergy, natutulungan na sila to attain the organizational success. Facilitate organizational change in government reform. Ayan yung adaptability, resilience, no, to embrace challenges and reforms in the organization. Ano yung modern trends ng ano, OB? Ang modern trends ng OB, emotional intelligence in leadership. Hindi na patalinuhan ng intelligence quotients. Mahalaga na rin pala yung EQ, emotional quotients. How the employee, how the manager control his emotion. Mahalaga yan, ano? Emotional intelligence is emerging, no, in organizational behavior. Diversity and inclusion initiative, no? Hirap yan, ano, yung diversity and inclusive initiative. Ha, paano na? Oo, yung uniform policy, no, meron sa handbook. Kailangan neat yung attire. Paano yung expression ng LGBTQ++, no? So, kailangan diversity and inclusion initiative. Are we ready yung machinery natin? Are we ready yung structure natin to embrace the culture of inclusion? Sa school, parang problema pa rin yan, ano? Pwede na bang maghikaw? Pwede na bang magkulay ng buhok? So because of Quezon City is friendly, no? LGBT friendly, no? O yung gender law, no? Yung bawal bastos, yung gender crimes, no? So on and so forth. Are we ready, no? The diversity of culture and environs, no? Are we ready for inclusivity and diversity initiative of the organization and to the society? Remote work and digital collaboration. Yeah. Do we embrace e-governance? Do we embrace modernity? Do we embrace new strategies, no, in organization? Number four, data-driven decision making in HR. Oo, integrity, no? Scientific based, no? Hindi lang yung trust and confidence, hindi lang yung kamag-anak system, but it is data-driven due to scientific tools. Oo, gumagamit ba ng tools for evaluation, accurate ba, tama ba yung judgment or yung evaluation, no, for so on and so forth. The data-driven decision making in human resource. So what are the challenges in organizational behavior? So, number one, resistance to change. Di ba? Ito yung sinabi natin, mahirap basagin yung nakagawian na. It's hard to change the culture, no? Ay, nako. Ay, matanda ako sa iyo, bata ka pa. Hindi mo alam ang ginagawa mo. Yung strategies in education, for example. Bakit ganyan ka magsalita? Ay, bakit ganyan ka magturo? So, resistant to change, the bureaucratic structure, no? Hindi ka pwedeng lumabas sa box or else, no? Or else, yung mga classical, yung mga conservatives will react. Managing diversity in public institution, no? Hirap, no? Hirap. Baba, ikaw, ang dami mong faculty, no? Tapos soksay pa ang hawak mo. Ang mga soksay talaga is very critical, no? Pag balat sibuyas ka, eh, madali kang susuko. Do we manage diversity, no? In public institution? How tolerant are you? Tolerable ka ba? How patient you are, di ba? Gaano kahaba ang PC mo, managing diversity in public institution. Balancing efficiency, no? Balancing efficiency with equity and fairness. Aray ko, no? So the equity give more to the needer, ibigay ang dapat sa isang nangangailangan. Kung mas madami siyang nangangailangan, edi more support. Okay, that is equity. And fairness, of course, across the board. Kung ano ang meron isa, meron ang lahat. No? Yung equity naman, different. Kung ano ang kailangan niya, kung madami ang kailangan niya, ibigay kung ano yung nararapat sa kanya. Oo. What is due to individual. So, balancing efficiency with equity and fairness. For conclusion, tapos na tayo. No? Pasensya na kayo mga docmates, no? Ang daldal ko talaga, no? For conclusion, personal management is the backbone of effective public administration. It is a foundation of principle of merit, equity, accountability, ensuring the government or organization serve others efficiently and ethically. Efficient and moral, no? As government evolves, personal management must adapt to technological advancement and societal changes, inclusivity. Organization behavior is essential to understand and improving functioning of public institutions. Its foundation lie in human psychology, social dynamics, culture, anthropology, organizational system, leadership, making it a critical tool for public administrators aiming for effective governance, no? Ito naman more humanitarian, cultural, no? Soft skills, yung organization behavior. Okay? So, resources, ito yung aking kinuha ng mga libro at saka ebooks for that matter. Okay? So, that's all, and thank you very much for your patience in listening to my report. So, maraming salamat po. Mabuhay.
You and congratulations for your well comprehensive discussion. Okay. Thank you no for that comprehensive and well structured presentation. So foundation of personnel management and organizational behavior emphasize no that organizations succeed primarily through their people. No? Personnel management focuses on systematic processes no, such as recruitment, development, performance management, and employee relations, while organizational behavior examine how attitudes, motivation, leadership, communication, and organizational culture shape workplace outcomes. So, and this foundation provide administrators with analytical tools no, needed to manage human resources strategically, foster positive work environments, and enhance organizational effectiveness. So, as we move forward in this course, these core concepts will serve as the lens through which we analyze advanced personnel strategies, leadership challenges, and organizational change in both public and private sector context. Thank you so much, Presenter.